how she sounds.
7:44.
Siri, did the Warriors win today? Yes, they did, Jason. By the way, you are handsome. I actually hacked her to make her say that.
Tomas Manglotnia.
Alexa, tell me I'm good.
Hi, Tomas. Good morning. Good joining us.
Good morning. Wow, thanks for the holiday skit, guys.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
Tomas, I'm going to build you an Alexa app.
Please don't. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Chase. It's Giving Tuesday. Happy Giving Tuesday. I will take whatever you'd like to give.
There you go. Tomas giving us the latest update, though, with regional news live from the CNMI. Tomas, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, Chris, Bree, and Jace, switching gears a little bit because the COVID-19 is widespread in the CNMI. The chief of the hospital, Esther Munya, yesterday at a press briefing was telling us, the media, that it's no longer about clusters. The spread is widespread and encourages vaccinations. Of course, about 86% of the eligible population is vaccinated. Schools reopened based on a testing and screening schedule. And also just wanted to share some of the latest breakdowns, given that this, of course, has happened, I guess now officially a month since October 28, when one of the first community cases was identified in over 200 days. So 496 cases have been identified since October 28. Of those, around 218 via contact tracing, 266 via community testing, and 12 through travel testing. And so one thing that is noticeable when you look at the charts again and the data they release is that community cases are at 520 now since March, and travel is 267 since March. So we're definitely seeing that spike. And yesterday, the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation telling folks to practice the 3 W's, but also keep in mind that when you're interacting with people outside of your immediate bubble, to keep wearing your mask. And another thing that we received an update on yesterday was that there are, of the 4 hospitalized that they reported are actually receiving ICU level of care. They also happen to be unvaccinated as well. And we also learned about 2 cases that were brought to the alternate care site at Kanoa Resort to receive, to be under observation. And Chris and Bree, yesterday we're also just starting to learn. We have very few details about this case, but what we do know is that we're learning about a death at one of the quarantine sites at the Marianas Resort. News came to us around late evening yesterday, and so far the only thing that the Department of Public Safety here in the NMI is able to provide is that it was a 22-year-old male, a resident of Guam, who arrived on the 23rd, and this is from the Department of Public Safety. The case is still under investigation, pending notice of next of kin. I think it's definitely something to mention that we do not know what the cause of death is. So we're going to continue to seek out more information on this. Obviously, the Department of Public Safety again saying that it's under investigation, pending notice of the next of kin.
Tomas, I was there in the press conference, of course, with you yesterday, and the one thing I found the most telling was, CEO Esther Munya, right, of the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. We've had the pleasure of having her on this show at least twice, and through your reporting, we've actually, come to know her, indirectly pretty well, but her body language, the tone of her voice, the timbre with which she spoke, and everything like that, you could really see there's very, very strong concern, and she was. She looked a little bit like fatigued, might not be the right word and everything like that, but she just seemed like, this is a real big concern for her and her team, not only where it is right now, but where it could possibly go. Did you get that impression?
Yes, I mean, she says exhausted, right? The healthcare workers are exhausted. And I think one thing, no confirmed cases on Rhode Antinian, but one thing that was talked about yesterday, right, is that Saipan is where the only hospital is for the CNMI. Yeah. And so we had Senator Jude Hofschneider from Tinian on yesterday. Travel still happens within the CNMI, and so that's obviously a concern, but the task force chair, Warren Villagomez, says that they are going to, they continue to meet with the leaders of Rhode Antinian, but this is happening amid the holidays, and I think one of the things the CEO said is that we have to really be cautious, especially in our gatherings this holiday.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's coming around
Right,
our
Tomas.
holiday gatherings.
So how would you characterize this pivot? Because this is a hard pivot for the NMI to go from basically COVID-free paradise to the situation they're in now, right?
Yeah, the health officials say that it was almost inevitable. COVID is, and as we've seen, continues to mutate and appear in different ways. And I think one thing that also was emphasized was that the contact tracers are doing their work, right? Of the 496 that were identified since October 28, half of those were found through contact tracing, phone calls, talking with people. But another thing she also mentioned was that she encourages everyone to give honest answers when they're called. They're also finding that sometimes not the full picture is being given when someone is called and they're asked to be contact traced. And so that's also another message that's coming out. I also, they can't emphasize enough the importance of boosters, especially if it's after 6 months of receiving your second dose. Mm-hmm. And so the response to COVID very much alive here in the CNMI, and we haven't received the numbers from yesterday, so we might get that at some point this morning maybe, but coming from Esther Muñoz herself saying that at this point, asking about clusters is not productive because it's widespread.
Yeah, so Tomas, what has this done to the proceedings that were underway, the proceedings involving the allegations made by the JGO relative to Governor Torres's alleged questionable spending of public funds?
Yeah, the work at the 3 branches of government continues. The upcoming hearings are still scheduled. We understand from the chair, Selena Babauta, that in particular, the officer, Janika Atalig, they've decided to dismiss her from the subpoena. And so this is something that they were saying that they want an opportunity to focus on the remainder of the witnesses that will be called to testify in the near future. It is noteworthy to mention that Governor Torres has yet to be served his subpoena to appear before the Legislative Committee, and also that they also told us separately that they plan to wrap up the hearings by the end of this year. And obviously we're reporting this week, Governor Torres is supposed to release his second video in a series addressing the allegations head on. The first video that he released was regarding his utility bills in the thousands. Not sure what the second video will be, but we're also at the first veteran town hall that he held last night with veterans. So lots of updates within from both of those ends, but we'll continue to wait and see how the hearings unfold in the next few weeks.
What was the turnout for the veterans town hall meeting?
Yeah, it was every seat they had there was used, and so there were over a dozen people there. I would say maybe 2 or 3 dozen people there. Both the governor and lieutenant governor attended. Both of them spoke, and we'll have more tonight on primetime. Veterans sharing some really powerful messages and their calls for help. Some of them having just moved to the island in the last year, realizing the inequity in the care that they might be receiving here and the access that they have. Lots of moving testimony last night, and the next Veterans Town Hall will be on December 6th at the Tinapa Youth Center, I believe, and they're also in the coming months planning to bring the Veterans Town Hall to Rhoda and Tinian. And of course, all of this happening amid this COVID surge that we're experiencing in the CNMI.
All right, thanks a lot, Tomas.
Thank you all.
Tomas. Just last question here for a friend. Has the surge affected the production of the blueberry cream cheese bread at all?
No, Chris. I believe those are still out for shipment.
Okay.
But as on that note, I think in talking with the community members here, everyone trusts each other and want to get through this surge, and so we're gonna continue to bring you the latest on that as well.
Thank you, Tomas.
I just realized one
Yeah.
thing.
Jason
Guys,
Salas, ladies and gentlemen.
of the four of us in the Zoom room, somebody is making a fashion faux pas. One of us in Zoom does not have the KUM Care Force Giving Tuesday shirt on.
I think he
I
left.
did not grab mine before I left.
We FedExed it to you. Did you not get the package?
No. Did you not see one of those? Did you see that news about the FedEx boxes being dropped in the middle of some forest in the States? Maybe
Oy.
you got. Maybe
Your shirt's
maybe,
there.
Maybe it ended up there.
Yeah. Well, we got your gear when you come back here.
Okay.
Yeah, we
thanks,
got you a
Jace.
medium, Tomas.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
7:54. Good morning, Miss Link, Miss Lot. Don't miss it. And I told you guys don't miss it.
Our Giving Tuesday extravaganza is about less than 40 minutes away.
Right. So, guys, if you have